Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. And we're zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question. And that was basically, can you become narcissistic while you are drinking? And I want you to realize a couple things is that a narcissist is a personality disorder. A psychopath is an antisocial personality disorder. It's with them regardless of what one is eating, drinking, smoking, breathing, doing. I mean, it is a personality construct, identity that they are based on the neural networks that wire and fire, the neurochemicals, the neurohormones that are existent within them, and how this is perpetrated and reinforced and part of their emotional makeup. So it's not like you eat something and then you become narcissistic. You drink something and you become narcissistic. It is not relevant. It is not dependent on. It's not defined by that. It's basically what is going on. And can someone become more narcissistic while they're drinking? Well, if they are narcissistic to begin with, then alcohol tends to make the unconscious known, or reduces one's inhibition. So if they are becoming more selfish, more self-centered, more callous, and don't really care about others, making bad decisions, leaving people, cheating on people while drinking, it's because there's a reduction of inhibitions while one is drinking. It's kind of like their true thoughts come up. It's like a truth serum, if you will. So if you're not going to become a narcissist because of excessive drinking, if excessive drinking leads to alcoholism. I mean, if you have that gene, if you have that weakness, if you aren't able to control drinking, in other words, if the drink is drinking you, then you've got an alcohol problem. And you might need to work on a number of different things with understanding why, and actually go to Alcoholics Anonymous, something like that, where you can get support with that specific substance abuse. There's other 12-step programs that will deal with that. But so, it's not like it can cause you to temporarily become very selfish or make some rash decisions for yourself. It can lead to something like that, which you feel are going to be beneficial for you, but are not, going to be good or safe for you. I mean, there's all sorts of issues that come with people who drink or drug too much. I mean, it's impairing your senses. So, that's why we talk about resensitizing here, coming back to that, because that's a good place to be. Overindulging in drinks and drugs is not a good place to be. Overindulging in food, gambling, sex, all those things to extreme are going to lead to oftentimes compulsions and sort of cause those issues until they really settle down and you get a handle and you get control on it. But I would not feel that drinking alcohol would cause narcissism. If you are raised in a family where there is alcohol, alcoholic parenting, where these people are, really true alcoholics, where, they're, drinking in the morning, drinking in the afternoon. They are getting, intoxicated during the day. They are drinking to excess. I mean, they are getting belligerent. They cannot speak clearly. They cannot think clearly. They cannot take care of the children. This becomes then emotional abuse and emotional neglect. And so this, it gets them to be impaired. And so they're not parenting in the proper manner. So oftentimes the child then is not getting the care, attention, the love, the guidance, the safe environment that they need. In fact, children are very sensitive to the fact when their parents are out of control. They know when things are not safe. They know, even though they don't know what alcohol is and what it does, they know that there's something in that drink that they're drinking which is not, which is separating them from the child. So the child tend to feel abandoned when the parent is overly drinking, a hard drinker, an alcoholic, drinking in the basement, drinking in the garage, drinking at the bars and not coming home until late. I mean, the child is going to feel a sense of abandonment and going to feel that sort of fear that is resultant with, your caregivers not being of clear mind. So, the chronic fear and sadness begins to get set up. And so, can that create an emotional wound? Yes. Is that emotional neglect? Yes. Does it have life-changing and life-altering consequences for that child? Yes. And what they walk away with that, the degree of their scars and how they cope, varies person to person and all dependent on the severity of it. And can that, create narcissism? Well, it can sure create some problems. If that individual, doesn't feel like an authority is, for them, or life is for them. They feel that maybe a distrust of people. They become to model their parents and then do exactly what their parents did, and then overdrink themselves, drug, etc. They're repeating the same behavioral patterns or poor choices that were modeled for them. So they've basically absorbed that. So, they are then, wanting to, and oftentimes will replicate that, or they will duplicate in like, if not very similar manner. And oftentimes very exactly so. So, you hear about, intergenerational abuse or substance abuse. So you do have to break the cycle. But I would, in those situations where, and it's not really up for debate, and that's not the goal of this video, is to, look at the causes of that. It's just to look at, alcohol in and of itself. It depends on how the person then responds and, wants to get out of that lifestyle of drinking and drugging or irresponsibility or recklessness. So I hope this short video helps. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.